What is up, everybody? We are back, and I've started and stopped this video a few times because I'm trying to articulate it almost too perfectly, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of spit it out. Today, I want to talk about OCD and anxiety and the potential for your life if you can start to get a handle on your OCD. I'm in a Facebook group, and a lot of people just seem, super down. They don't have any hope for their life moving forward. They feel like this is it. This is all they're ever going to be, and OCD has really ruined their life. And I can totally sympathize with that. I've had OCD since as far back as I can remember. My first memory of OCD was probably around age 6 or 7. So, it has controlled, and it did ruin parts of my life and made it very difficult for me to cope and to, see a future. But I want to propose something here, so kind of stick with me. People with OCD and anxiety, they have a very sophisticated thought process, and they're able to really hyper-focus on these obsessions, ruminate about them, do compulsions, really do checking things, really working through different avenues in their brain of different scenarios and like reassurance seeking. There's times where I spent days in my brain going through every little step, every little scenario that could go on, and coming up with solutions as I go for each one of these scenarios that might come up. And that's really depressing, for lack of a better term. But the thought process that goes into this type of obsession is very sophisticated. And if you can get just a small hold on your OCD and anxiety through, in my opinion, ERP therapy, or at least learning those principles and then applying them as these things come up in your life, if you can even gain a small amount of your brain function, get it away from the OCD and apply that to something constructive, I truly believe if people can get a hold of their OCD and anxiety, that the world is theirs. I could be biased, but I do believe people with OCD are highly intelligent. The OCD can make us highly motivated towards unproductive things, but that motivation can also be stirred up in productive things. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about that, and maybe give some examples for me in the not so far past. When my daughter was born, I was dealing with a lot of OCD. My life gained this new importance, and I was extremely terrified about everything. And it really consumed my life. It was messing up my relationship. It was messing up my sleep. It was messing up my mental health. It was messing up my physical health. It was just messing everything up in my life. And it would have been extremely difficult, if not impossible, to focus on any other part of my life and see that grow and build. It wasn't until I really, broke down, got back into therapy, got linked up with an OCD therapist who got me involved in ERP therapy. And once I started working through that, I started noticing parts of my day I was getting back. My mind wasn't going down all these avenues. I wasn't obsessing. I wasn't doing compulsions all day. And I had a lot of energy and a lot of space in my brain for other things. And when that started to happen, it got me really excited. It got me really motivated. And that was about the time that I started my business. And I'm always trying to grow as a person and grow my business. But it's super important for me to also be constantly working on my OCD and anxiety. Now, I don't go around all day doing ERP therapy, purposefully going through these motions. I did that in the beginning and it helped, but what's worked for me is just recognizing when I'm going down that rabbit hole or following that OCD pattern, and I snap out of it and I do what ERP therapy would tell me to do, which is most of the time, nothing. Do nothing about how you're feeling. Walk with it anyway. And as I've done that, man, my world has just opened up, and I'm motivated, I'm focused, And I really, truly believe that anybody with OCD and anxiety can be successful in the real world. They just have to get out of their own mind. So I just wanted to talk about that today because it's heavy on my heart, because I see these posts on Facebook and I know how lonely that journey can be. You know, OCD and anxiety is a lonely, lonely journey. So I just want you guys to know that, you know, you're not alone and you can be successful in areas of your life. You can have successful relationships. You can have successful relationships with your children. You can have a successful work-life balance. You can grow something successful in terms of a business or some kind of venture that you want to go on or some sort of journey for your life. You can be successful in that stuff. But in order to do that and to make it a lot easier of a process, you've got to get a hold of your OCD and anxiety. And I definitely recommend working with a licensed physician who can help you work through ERP therapy. I hope this helps somebody. Like always, like this video so other people can find it. Leave me a comment of some of the great things that you've been able to do since you've started to get a handle on wrestling with your OCD and anxiety. And like always, hit that subscribe button. We're getting up there. When we get to 500 subscribers, you know what happens. I'll get out in my community and donate another $100 to an organization that I feel does great. I hope y'all have a great weekend.